Good evening, everybody, and welcome to November's multi-region training with myself, Zoe Allen, and Fiona McCarthy, who is in Parents' Evening. So she has got an important place to be. We do this business for our children. So she said, I've got Parents' Evening. I was like, that's really important. You really do need to be there. Yeah, you've got me. Sorry. So I've got the housekeeping job. Okay. Well, the dates are a bit small, but I can post these dates onto the Allen region. Leaders' breakfast is on Saturday for district managers and above at my house from 10 till 12. If you are bringing children, then please let me know so we can organise somebody to run around after them and herd them into the same room. So yeah, Katrina's children will come over. What's their rate? What's the going rate now for childcare?
£200 an hour per family, and then they'll just split it.
Yeah, so we usually charge £5 per family. Okay. So yeah,
they won't want that much.
They won't want that much.
Yeah.
Set a rate.
Okay, £3.
£3 a family. Come down. Any volunteers there? £3 a family if you bring your children. We're trying to cut people off bringing the kids. £10 a family. So anyway, so John's
family business.
So John's out there. Don't tell him. He goes mad. Anyway, so leaders' breakfast. So that's on Saturday. If you dare bring your children, we think they're welcome. Area trainings. I think so. We've got Bourne doing area training since the 12th of December. I had the date today. Stamford area training Saturday the 14th. I think you're away, Helen. So it's over to Candy. Candy's bringing that one.
I might have a problem.
Oh, okay.
It'll happen.
One way or another. Right. We'll talk about that. The Melton one is on the 21st of November, and the Leicester is on the 29th of November. So if you've got people in those areas, you can send them along. But if you've also got people nationwide, then do go to uknationevents.com. They've put out their dates for their region trainings this Thursday. A lot of them are in Surrey and Guildford, which is a shame because they're all concentrated in that spot. But the area training is a lot more spread out. And then nation training is Monday the 7th of December. So we'll all come together for a big training. I was hoping to have Oakham Rugby Club, and that's not going to happen. So
well, it's only because the burlesque dancers have booked it, but it's not the classes are going well, so it might have cancelled that.
Keep the bloody burlesque dancers. We have to. Me and the burlesque dancers don't get on very well. No. I'm a professional. Where's the chair?
Really sorry, nipples
You do anything? Anyway. The things you do for this business. Gemma dragged me along to a burlesque class to expand our network of women. It didn't go well. I think I've been kicked out of the group. No, I just don't like sporty and burlesque. Okay, that's it. Anyway, multi-region Zoom is on Sunday night on the usual ID number 458-965-7014. What am I doing? I don't know. Not burlesque, that's for sure. Discover Arbonne. So we have a weekly online Discover Arbonne on my ID number again, same ID number 458-965-7014. Which is good. It's been working really well, and I've had really great messages from people that have invited guests onto it saying my guests have now joined because of that online presentation. And if you've got people struggling to get to events, then get them online. Stamford Discover Arbonne is one here on the 9th, I believe, second Monday, is that right? Yeah. And Oakham, there's one at my house on Monday the 16th. Again, please just let me know if you're coming because we are limited on space and just need to know. And Leicester Discover Arbonne is on Thursday the 19th of November in the Hobby Horse at Syston. That one is a free venue, so that's free to attend, which is great. Here it would be £5 per consultant guest are free to pay for the room. Stamford, there's another one here on the 30th of November. And then we're starting a Corby Discover Arbonne, and we're expanding out to Corby on the 25th of November as well. So lots going on. Peterborough.
Yeah, there's one Peterborough as well on Wednesday the 16th.
16th.
And that's Fiona and
Okay, 16th Peterborough. Where's that? The Brewery Tap. Peterborough and Oundle
is Wednesday the 18th.
Wednesday the 18th, Oundle. So there's loads going on to tap people into.
Cool. So maybe a Grantham will be, but they're just sorting out dates.
Fine, okay.
And they're looking to get the young lady.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Oh, great. So Grantham DA as well. Keep you posted on that, and an RVP will go along and do that one. Leanne Davis, who's in Caroline McFarlane's team. She's lovely. A few updates. November pre-talks. We've sent out information on the November pre-talks. I can see some consultants are on it down here. They're all started. We're starting tomorrow. This is. I've suggested that you recommend to me does it for like a week to lose a few pounds before Christmas, but they continue to do the shakes every day. So it's a great way to get into the detox and learn how it works for yourself, start to promote it to people, and then in January you can really go for it, and everyone wants to do it in January, so you can build your clientele even more in January, but you already know what you're doing. So we have set up as well, Alison set up a Facebook page, there's going to be videos posting on there, we'll be sharing recipe ideas, so yeah, there's lots of resources gone out on email as well. Are you all getting the new emails? You like them? Okay, yeah.
With 30 days to clean and leave, re-energise your life.
Yeah, the Facebook page.
Short.
Yeah. I thought it started clean and lean. Clean and lean.
Yeah,
Clean and lean. Clean and lean. Energize your life. It's a Facebook group. It's a closed group. So, but you can request to be added, and Alison may or may not accept you. Okay. GTC. Who has booked GTC tickets already? Woohoo! So we've got some wristbands so that Arbonne are on trend. Look at these. My brother's wearing these, so I know they're on trend. We're all right. We're cool. So if you've booked your GTC tickets already, you can have a wristband from Arbonne. Here's something. Say Laura. And oh, Claudia, come down. Come get your cool wristbands. And it's cool because people do. I've already been asked what these are. Oh, and it says, it says hello future on them. Right? Lost my checker. I put it down there. So GTC, the early bird ended at the end of October. So your price options now, until the end of December, you can still get the tickets for $199, which is about £130, about roughly 120. So that price still stays till the end of December. Then after December, it goes up to $295. So it's like an extra $100. So you really want to be booking your tickets this year. Christmas presents, great Christmas present. And if you have a new consultant who's joined between October and GTC, and they place a single order of 350 PQBs, they can get their ticket for $99. If you have somebody that joins over these next few months, then they can get their ticket for $99. You can earn your ticket. So even if you've already paid for your ticket, you can earn your ticket, and they just say stay tuned for more details on that. So they usually release an incentive kind of December times, like December, January, where if you do bonus, or there'll be different criteria for it, where you can actually earn your ticket, you can earn a room. So that's a possibility as well, that you can actually earn that through your work with Arbonne. Refer clients double rewards are still running to the end of December, so your preferred clients still getting those double rewards points in, which is great. And I talked about them in November, and I can't remember what they called it. They're reinstating, so consultants that you've had in your business that then dropped out off of consultant level back to client level before the new system came out in March, they're reinstating their IDs, and if they do a 350 PQV order and it's this month they're bringing it up. I don't know how long they've got to do that. It might be November, December, but I'm sure they'll put some, they'll release more information on this because they mentioned it on Arbonne Live last week. But they will, if they do a 350 PQV order, then they'll reinstate them back to consultant status without a joining fee. And they said they'll send us a list of anyone in our stats that applies to. But we haven't seen it yet, but it is happening this month, November. And I can't remember it. They give it a name, and it will come back to me one day. There we go. And I just found that I always look before reading training. I always trawl through the source for any updates, and I found that new poster on Phytosport. The source was quite nice, so I downloaded that. It's a great poster to use for your sporty clients, PTs, and things. So there you go. It's a resource for you as well. Right, over to our first speaker, the lovely area manager Alison Hutchinson, who's going to talk to us about our 2,500 QV building block. I don't know whether you've named your talk or anything, ask you.
I thought I'd start by just talking about, we all know that as district managers, our aim is to do our 2,500 QV as a district manager, and that keeps you at that level, which then the only difference for those of you that are already just consultants in the room, the only difference is you go into another pay bracket. So you get that override. That means you're getting your 8% back on basically your own shopping, your customers' shopping, so as well as your 35% or your 15% for preferred clients, you're getting another 8%, and you're also getting that 8% on any consultant in your team. So the idea is to build those building blocks. And we all know that in Arbonne, everything is done as a table. So you create legs on a table. So if you had 4 people in your team doing 2,500 as 4 district managers, then that would give you 10,000 QV and you would become an area manager. If you had 4 people doing their 10,000 area manager maintenance, that would give you 40,000 and you would become a region. So it's quite simple, the building blocks. But I thought I'd talk about, to start with, what we do to make up those building blocks. So, and I'm just going to do a quick brainstorm. So we talk about when somebody joins Arbonne, doing sort of between 10 and 15 hours of income-producing activity a week. So can anybody give me some ideas on what that might be? So what might you do in that 10 or 15 hours? Parties? One-to-ones. So does everybody know what a one-to-one is? Yeah, so you're going out, maybe having a coffee or a glass of wine with someone, sitting down with them, talking to them about the business and about the product, maybe sharing the product, sharing a gold bag, you know, getting some samples out to them. What else might we do in those, in 10 to 15 hours? Yeah. Making samples. Following up. Brilliant. Follow up. So who says the fortune's in the follow up? Everyone. Cecilia Stoll. We love Cecilia Stoll. So if you think about those activities, you know, they're quite simple to fit into your normal working day. So you could maybe do a one-to-one with someone in your lunch break, or you could go for a drink after work with someone before you go home. Maybe you could get home and actually before you go in and mayhem starts and you've got to sort the kids out and have tea and all the rest of it, you could even sit in the car and do a 15-minute conversation with someone that you want to book a one-to-one with. So in Arbonne, we talk about this 10 to 15 hours, and I think it's something like this. So for everybody it's going to be different, and for every week it's going to be different. But if you're doing perhaps an hour of making some calls to organise your group presentations, you're doing an hour of making calls or Facebooking or, you know, WhatsApping or whatever you do to organise your one-to-ones, or if you're very new, your 2-to-ones, so you and your sponsor going and having a meeting with someone. You're doing 2 group presentations a week. Now that might sound a lot to some people, but actually if you follow the 2+2+2 system, I'm doing 2 group presentations, 2 product drop-offs, and 2 one-to-ones a week, then actually you're running, you're absolutely flying in this business, and you're going to promote quite quickly. You might just want to be a walker, a jogger, you know, not a sprinter in the early days. You're going to do your 2 one-to-ones that you spent this hour organising. Then you're going to do your follow-up calls and your messages, remembering what's in the follow-up. Fortunes in the follow-up, because this is where, as consultants, we tend to fall down, because it's great and it's exciting going to having a coffee with someone, but often we don't want to hear someone say, I'm not interested, or I don't like the products, or, you know, that follow-up is when you put yourself on the line, but it absolutely is key to actually making this business work. And then you've got your planning, your conference calls, your events, etc. And that works out at 10 to 14 hours a week, depending on how you run it. So, simple, as the meerkat said. So then I thought I'd just do a quick thing about why we do workshops. Because if you think about, if you're trying to do your 10 to 14 hours a week and get in front of a fair number of people, is it quicker to do one-to-ones with people and spend an hour doing a one-to-one? Or is it quicker to talk to 4 or 5, 6 people at a group workshop? Yeah, so a group, which is why we love doing groups. And I've got this new system where I play the envelope game. So from every workshop I book another workshop. Sometimes I book another 3 workshops. And there's a little video on my YouTube channel of how you play the envelope game. And you just have to make it fun. You basically ask them, do they want to play? They can win a little gift, like the lovely Gemma's made, or they can win a gift and a workshop. So either way, they're going to win something. So there's a great gift in it for them. And then from one, you book the next one. So if you've got 2 workshops booked by the end of this first week in November, you've pretty much filled your whole of November. You'll have workshops booked for the rest of the month and into December. So you've not got to know 20 people to try and book workshops between now and Christmas. You've got to know 2 people that will hold a workshop and you're away. So then at a workshop, and I've just taken a quick example. If we're doing a workshop, and say it's a makeup workshop, so you're sitting everybody down, you don't have to be a makeup artist, you talk them through Arbonne's makeup, they put it on their own skin. You don't have to do any of the sort of difficult things, unless you want to. Some of the girls love doing that. Personally, freaky, not going to do that. So this is your possible order that you're going to get. So someone's going to order a primer, a mineral powder, the brush that goes with it, a lipstick and an eyeshadow. If they do it all at full retail, they're spending £112. If they do it as a preferred client, they're spending £93. But they're getting 154 QV, so they're getting this with their free gift. So you've already got 1 new preferred client, and that's going towards your maintenance and your bonus if you want to go there. What do you make in terms of money? Well, if they do it at full retail, you make £39 off each client. If they do it as a preferred client, you make £14. But don't forget, they're the clients that are there for the long term. They'll be spending every month, and you've got them in your system to find new products for them and things that they'll love. If you had 4 people at that party doing that, you've made between 156 and £56. If you had 6, you've made between 235 and £84. Now that's 1 week's activity. That's 1 party. So actually, if you think, I'm going to do 4 of those a month, so you do 4 workshops, 1 a week, let's say on average you do 600 QV and you make about £100, because some will buy at full retail and some will buy as preferred clients, and you'll get a mixture. So your 4 workshops give you 2,464 QV, so nearly your 2,500 to be a district manager, and you're making £400 a month. You're out 4 nights a month. You've still got 26 nights to stay in with the kids or your husband, or do whatever you know, go to yoga, do whatever else you want to do. And don't forget, you've got your host rewards in there too, so you can maximise those, because you can use your 65 to 20. So for every 250 QV that a client puts through, you can maximise that 65 to 20. And you can buy your kit, you can buy your Christmas present, you can buy your protein, whatever you want to do with it. Yeah? Does all that make sense? I'm rattling through it, I think. So the building blocks are your 2,500 QV. So I'd like someone to come and be a volunteer to show us how this would work. So maybe someone who is a district manager but would like to go area. Come on then, Gemma. So I'm going to give you a pink thing. So Gemma is a district manager and she'd like to go area. So can somebody else come and volunteer to join Gemma? Yeah. Okay. Both of you come. So let's say Laura joins Gemma to start with. And then you need a pink one. So Laura's going to join Gemma, and Laura's going to teach Gemma exactly what she was taught by her sponsor. She's going to teach her how to do her 2,500 building block. Okay, so you stand in front and let Laura stand slightly behind you. And then let's say Lucy. Let's say Lucy also joins Gemma. So you're going to stand slightly behind as well. Right, so now, I'm going to get everyone's name on my name. So now Gemma has got both Laura and Lucy in her team, and she's taught them both how to do their 2,500. Yeah, are you all with me? Right, need one more volunteer. Come on. Yeah. So then Candy joins. Let's say Candy joins Laura's team. So she doesn't. So she doesn't join Gemma directly. She joins Laura's team. But Gemma is in, Laura is in Gemma's central. So Candy is too. So now they're all working together. So it's all coming through Gemma's central. And how many TV is Gemma turning over in her business now? 10. So how many TV is Gemma turning over now? 10,000. So what's Gemma just gone into? She's just gone into area 1. Yeah? So did Gemma go out and find hundreds of people to do this? No. You're not allowed to drop out. Yeah. Actually, what she did is she found 2 and she taught and trained them how to become district managers. And then one of them taught and trained someone else how to become a district manager. And that's it, as the meerkat says. What is it? Simples. Yeah? So do we all understand why the building block of 2,500 is key to success in this business? Because for some people, doing that and earning £400 a month is actually life-changing. For some people, that is going to change their lives. That is a car payment, a mortgage payment, a holiday, food on the table, new school shoes. You know, that makes a huge difference.
A lot of school shoes.
Not anymore, it's not. You've got 4 children. But for some people, that's not enough. You know, some people want to go area, want to go region, and want to go. But for some people, they don't. If you can just teach them how to become district managers and earn £400 a month, and then teach them this idea of this building block, you've made somebody really, really happy. Okay? That's it. How does it go?
I'll just share. We learned this training came from the cruise, and I shared this earlier tonight in the Blaze. So if Laura and Candy, if you disappear, sorry Gemma, I'm just going to take you back.
Not that ever happens in this business.
So I'm just going to reverse it a minute before I jump to area. So Gemma's doing her 2,500, and so Gemma's consultant, she's doing her 2,500, and then she sponsors Lucy. She teaches Lucy how to do 2,500, and she concentrates on Lucy's business and works in there, and she forgets about her own 2,500. So then what happens now? We've just transferred our business to Lucy, where we could have doubled our business if we worked our own business and helped Lucy teach her how to do it. And you doubled rather than just transferring it along. So yeah, that was fun.
And it's what I want to do. Surely not.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Brilliant. Thank you. Alison, you can choose a book for your
book.
Yeah. Apart from that one, there's been earmarked.
Oh, I'm on that one thing. well, hang on, you take that and I'll take that. That one, actually, you'll love that one. And then I'll take one of the back one.
Yeah.
Can I just share something else with you? I'm reading this great book about leading team at the moment. We're about to do our 30 days. And the guy says in it, when you think about giving yourself a treat because you've had a hard day or you're a bit stressed, whatever, if you think that sugar is the enemy, so actually what sugar's going to do is make you fat and tired and depressed and get wrinkles quicker. And actually it's not a treat. So it's much better. It's much better by having a spa treatment, like an hormone product, or get buying yourself a book. Treat yourself to a book.
Let me send them clean and lean next time, or I'll get that book for these two.
They don't stop in us
Okay, so next up on our product focus is from the sweet eating corner, District Manager Gemma Jones. Woohoo! You've got a slide as well. There you go. Okay. Thanks. There's my slide. Hello everybody!
Hi Gemma, nice to meet you all. Okay, so I am doing some training on our festive makeup. So, although our festive collection is only offered for a limited time, they create tremendous excitement every year. We have narrowed this training selection to 3 products today, focusing on the festive Christmas makeup line. We've got the Kissable Lip Collection, the trio here. We have the Sugar Plum Baked Eyeshadow, you all probably see, and the Lovely Purple Mascara. Okay, so we proudly offer a festive collection sure to delight, combining botanical ingredients with emerging science and products that represent our 35 years of integrity, expertise and brand innovation. Can everyone see me? Okay, you can give the gift of beauty knowing each of the products were developed in line with our philosophy, pure, safe and beneficial. So focusing on our lip trio first, the features are we have 3 shades. We have peach, pink and berry, and they deliver long-lasting hydration to smooth the appearance of lip texture. The benefits are we have lemon oil enhances the appearance of natural lip colour and helps restore suppleness and moisture. Meadow foam seed oil containing antioxidant properties provides moisture, and moringa oil, or moringa oil, whatever it is, moisturizes and soothes. Lovely. Okay, and then we have our Sugar Plum Baked Eyeshadow Palette. So this sleek little number is all you'll need to pack a pigment punch to just about any holiday ensemble. Unlike some special holiday eyeshadows that lack the pigmentation to really stick, the Sugar Plum Baked Eyeshadow Palette is incredibly pigmented, and the colours on the skin actually look like the colours in the box. The 4 shades are Icing, Sugar Snap, Plum Berry and Ganache. Each shade is about half a gram, which is more than enough considering the richness of the colour pigmentation. A little goes a long, long way in everything in Arbonne. The shades work for just any skin complexion, warm, cool or neutral. I always struggle to find a perfectly balanced gold, and it has one just in the pack, perfectly gold, and the icing colour is just nice and cool on your eyes. It looks really cool. Okay, the features are 4 shades. It has mineral infused shadows that can be worn wet for a more intense look, or dry for a softer looking look. Colour is deeply pigmented for rich, long wearing application. The eyeshadows contain Japanese green tea extract, which soothes the skin, ginseng root extract and chamomile flower extract that moisturise and condition. It's a bit of a long word there. So Hello Magazine in 2004, we had a similar, or I think the same, eyeshadow palette last year, and last year it was featured in Hello Magazine, and they were calling it the lavish beauty product to help mums feel younger, which is great. And then we have our amazing eyeshadow, which is in the royal purple, and it works great with the black, with purple tips or purple on its own. Festive and Flirty, our high-performance lengthening mascara, goes deep on colour. The brushes act like a comb and creates perfect long-looking party lashes, so you can flutter away. Key ingredients are polypeptides, bamboo extract, and pea extract. It creates it creates the look of longer, fuller lashes with a limited edition royal purple colour. Flexible brush with uniform bristles glides the mascara on smoothly for lash-defying looks. And it's clinically tested and formulated to be water-resistant and long-wearing vegan formulated. It contains polypeptides, condition the skin with amino acids, pea and bamboo extract, they condition the lashes, and panthenol, also known as pro-vitamin B, which conditions the lashes to help them look soft and smooth. So I've put together some ideas for Christmas. This is the first one I put together, which contains the mascara, the lip trio, the eyeshadow palette, and the 2 lip conditioning trios. At full price, it costs £129, and it's 179 QV, so it's a great one to sell at parties. The boxes are empty, so it's a great one to just take along to a party and have an example on the table. And at preferred client, it's £107.80. And I've also created really nice handouts. Now, Alison mentioned the envelope game, which works great. I went to the party, everyone picked a different envelope, it was really good. And she handed out this cream and the split cream samples. So you can sell these on for a Christmas present. But I've created some of the Christmas festive lines. It's not makeup, but I've created a shower gel and a hand cream, and the same here, I think it's with a body lotion. Or you can do a shower gel and a little body scrub, and these work out. Just another idea of kind of creating QV, selling them individually. So the 3 hand and the 3 shower gels work out £43 and 56 QV. So they work out with the packaging and stuff about £11. So you could sell them on anywhere between £15 and £20, depending on how cheap you want it. So, yeah, thank you everybody. Which likes to choose your books in?
Brilliant, thank you, Gemma. We put together a video about doing a makeup workshop with the Christmas products, and to me, if I can put something into a process, then I can do it. And so I just see now a workshop as a process and just follow a system, and I've created a system for using the makeup products within a workshop. And you're using the Christmas products to do a hand scrub, and you sit them down, makeup off, moisturizer on, and you're using the lip therapy. We're using all these products here, and we're selling so many of these Christmas products because we're using them and people are trying them on their skin and getting them on. So we had one party, we sold 5 of these palettes in one night. And yeah, we sold a lip therapy, we sold a lipstick, and at every party I've been selling now the Christmas products, because and the setting powder, from doing a setting powder. If you don't know the translucent setting powder experiment, I highly recommend it. We sold 4 in one night from just doing 2 lines and then putting your powder over one. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we've yeah, it's amazing. So we said so we've sent the videos out for that if you want to have a look at how to do it and replicate that. Okay, so we have an external guest speaker in this evening who's going to talk to us, think about personal development. Who's looking I was trying to lipstick. We caught him. Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry. So we're looking to have an external guest speaker who's going to speak to us. I think it's about comfort zones. Is that right?
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so if you'd like to come up, Ed, and I'll hand over to you.
Cool.
I think you're right. You're not quite the only man in the room. We have John's over there.
Cool.
And the baby.
Thank you very much.
Oh, we need to switching slides.
Yes, I'll try and understand.
Is it
There's real life people in there. Okay, cool. Right. Yeah, hopefully I'm sort of fairly apparent what I'm talking about in a minute. But I thought before I started the presentation, I'd just quickly introduce myself. So, my name is Ed Smith, or anyway, my mum calls me Ed, whatever you prefer. And at the moment, I work at the Endowed Schools, and I'm the Director of Outdoor Education here in Stamford, so I run all kind of outdoor trips. But essentially, over the last, I don't know, 15 years or so really, I've been working as an outdoor instructor in various places. I've led expeditions all over the world. I've worked with everybody from sort of high-level business guys down to sort of 4-year-olds and hunting for fairies in the forests and that kind of thing. And really, I thought what I get across is most of what I do, regardless of the activity, is I'm trying to focus on personal development. So that's really my goal. So I don't try and focus too much on the activity. I look at what I'm trying to get out of things, and then I build activities to try and meet those goals. And the things that I'm going to talk to you about this evening is some really kind of a theory-ish that I came up with to try and illustrate to people about using their personal development, using your skills, and hopefully it will maybe be useful to you or something you can think about for yourselves. Anyway, so the presentation is called Push Your Bubble. Okay, Push Your Bubble is the name of the presentation, and this is it. So basically, what we need to do is, before we work out how to push your bubble, we need to work out what your bubble is, and that is the most important thing. Is what is that bubble? Now, it's kind of a couple of things really. First of all, and I think the thing that everyone's aware of is this, and this is your comfort zone. So your comfort zone, your bubble is essentially where you feel happy, where you're comfortable, where you don't really have to go out of, well, you don't really have to do anything essentially. You're quite easy, you're chilled out, there's no stress, nothing. This is it, this is in your comfort zone, looking out at the world. And I think we all know about that. The difference, the extra bit that I'm sort of talking about a little bit today is this, believe it or not, it's a bit weird. So the way I see it is, whilst your comfort zone is, well, it is your comfort zone, it's also kind of this here. So the way I try and explain it to people, which is perhaps not the greatest English, but is essentially, is your comfort zone, in my opinion, is a concentrated bubble of awesomeness, right? It's roughly what we're going with. So what I mean by this is, if you imagine something like, I don't know, say frog spawn, for example, that tiny little black dot in the middle has all the ingredients that you need in that tiny little thing to become a full-grown, you know, frog or whatever you want. Not I'm saying you want to become a frog. But the way I see it is, this is your comfort zone. As well as it being your comfort zone, it's got everything in there. So everything you ever wanted to achieve, everything that you could do, your potential, is already within inside you. So you need to add water, you need to do something to it to get it out, but it is there. And I think that's quite a nice thing to think about, that you've actually got those things already within you. Because I think we often think we don't have that stuff. And so, in many ways, your comfort zone or your bubble, as I'm kind of referring to it, is both at the same time, it is your greatest strength, but it is also your greatest weakness. Because whilst it's got everything, all the ingredients you could ever need to, you know, to achieve anything, essentially, it is also the thing that holds you back. It's also that thing that means you don't want to step out of it, you don't want to go through, because it's comfortable. That's why we call it our comfort zone. So it's kind of two things, but I think being aware of this helps us, and it helps us to sort of get on to the next stage. Now, the other thing we need to understand before I sort of go into really how the theories and bits that I'm talking about is this idea of potential. Now, potential, obviously defined here, is having or showing the capacity to develop into something in the future. So it's essentially what we could become. Our potential doesn't really, it's not now, it's kind of coming for the future. So I'm going to show you a few people, and I'd like you to have a little think about this. And really what we're trying to work out, these people that I show you, I'd like you to have a little think about which ones you feel have the most potential. Right, so this is number one. Okay. It's number two. And then this is number three. Okay. So these are all versions of me, essentially. So this is little pirate hat me back a little while ago. Then you've got relatively nowish me, and then you've got the me in the future, as it were. So that's what we've got. Now, if you were to have an idea of both, would you guys, who do you think, in your opinion, has the most potential?
The child.
The child, yeah. So the child. So I believe that it's the young me, as it were. That's not to say that I won't get there, but this is a bit of a crucial and interesting thing about potential. Because potential is something that everybody has. You all have it. All of the people in this room have potential. But by definition, because potential is something that you can achieve in the future, the less future you have, the less you're able to meet that potential. So I'm not trying to say that to say, oh, it's already bad because we're older than we were when we were 5, and that's the problem. It's not for that. But the reason that I talk about that is because actually, if we start thinking about it, if we hesitate today, then we've already lost tomorrow what we could have achieved. You know, what we're able to achieve, what our potential is now, will be reduced. If we just sit down and do nothing for the next 5 days, we've already lost 5 days worth of our potential growth. And so that's why I think it's an important thing to think about. Not to freak people out, but I think it's often easy to lose that urgency. Now, have you guys seen about this stuff, the sort of comfort, stretch, panic zone? Has anyone? No? Okay, so some people have, some people haven't. Now, this was developed, I robbed it off whoever Debbie and Mel are, but, this is adapted from a guy called Seninger. So Seninger came up with this theory of your comfort zone, your stretch zone, and panic zone. And it's something that's used a lot within all kinds of management and business things. And the idea is that essentially here in the middle, in your comfort zone, is where you're secure, you're unchallenged, you deal with that kind of thing. When you move out into this stretch zone, that's when you're sort of starting to become challenged, you're starting to move, starting to be alive, feel exhilarated, all these words in there. But then if you go too far, so if you try to do something a little bit too extreme, then you hit this panic zone. And the panic zone is where you start to get scared, fearful, idea. Now, easy examples for us is when we do outdoor activities, we're thinking, seeing someone completely freaking out. We're always talking at the time about trying to get people into this stretch zone. We're not pushing them into the idea of panic. And that's something we think. But if you look at it, Seninger basically adapted this idea, and he's put it as the idea that it's very static. It just stays there. You're either in the comfort, you stretch, or you panic. You can't do one or the other. Nothing really changes. And this is sort of where I've kind of adapted things a bit. So this is the sort of Edward Smith official model that I've created. And now my idea is that what we have is actually, we've got your comfort zone, you've got your stretch zone, you've got your panic, but actually outside this, in this huge outer circle, everybody has this circle of potential. And that's a really important thing to think about. You've got this huge potential here. One of the things, though, that you'll notice is to get to your potential, you actually have to go from your comfort zone, your bubble, as it were. You need to get through stretch, and you've actually got to go past panic. But unfortunately, panic is an uncrossable barrier. You can't do that. So say, for example, my potential was to become Prime Minister or something. If I just got made Prime Minister tomorrow, I'd probably freak out, have a mental breakdown or something, and I won't be able to do it. Who knows? So actually what you've got to do is you've got to do something, some way of getting yourself out towards this potential. And this is what I think. If you look at this, everything, as it says here, everything is difficult until it becomes easy. So the way I see it is that if you do something for the first time, you might be scared about it. It might be the first time you've talked at a presentation. It might be the first time that you've driven a car. It might be the first time that you've tried to call somebody or whatever it might be. But if you do that again and you do it again, you do it again, you do it again, then actually what you've done is you've assimilated that action that was scary and worrying into your comfort zone. So actually, instead of being like selling it as presented, that your comfort zone stretched, they're all static, I believe that we end up a little bit like this. So actually what happens is your comfort zone, if you work into stretch, then actually comfort becomes bigger. So your comfort moves and it grows. So for you guys, it might be something starting new with the company or whatever, you sort of feeling nervous, you're feeling nervous, you do a little bit of pieces, and then the things you do, you feel so comfortable that actually they're not stretch anymore, they're comfort. But because of that, then stretch goes outwards, you see? And you're starting to increase towards your potential. And so this is the whole idea really, and what I believe you need to do, and something that's quite interesting to think about, that truly, if you wish to reach your potential, then you need to make sure that you're coming out of your comfort zone, that you're pushing yourself into this stretch. And by doing that, you kind of assimilate it and it grows. Your comfort gets bigger, your stretch goes further away, your panic zone gets smaller, and you start to get towards your potential. So as it goes on and on, the whole thing grows and pushes and moves. And that's something that we want to think about. Now, it's not something which is easy, because obviously comfort zone is your comfort zone by definition. It's comfortable. So we don't want to go in and out of it. We don't want to do that. It's kind of difficult. But you know, it would be a real shame, I think, if you didn't manage to reach your potential. But there are huge amounts of barriers out there. There are a huge amount of things that are trying to stop you from doing something. And I mean, they could be anything. And it could be, you know, this is our classic. Our classic is fear. Our classic idea is being scared to do something. You don't want to go out there. You don't want to cross into that zone of awkwardness, of difficulty. We don't want to do that. So we're scared of trying something. And let's be honest, if you've ever looked at something, felt a little bit of those butterflies in your stomach and decided not to do it, well, you step back into your comfort zone. You sort of moved yourself backwards. Have you ever been scared about phoning anybody? Have you ever been scared about organising a party or putting something there, or not worried, oh, should I do it, should I? All these kind of things. If you're having those thoughts, if you're having those emotions, then you know that you're actually flirting with the idea of staying inside your comfort zone, which is going to restrict your potential. So it's very much a mental thing, I think. Because a lot of what's great, and I really do see this, it works quite well with the nice thing about outdoor activities is that actually they're really, really safe. So if you go climbing, we all get scared being at the top of the hill, but you're actually doing the safest thing you're ever likely to do, because you're tied in with so many ropes, so many safety things, so many bits and pieces, you're never really going to hurt yourself. But the perceived fear is massive. What's going to hurt if you pick up a phone? You know, is anything going to, no one's going to bite you, you know, no one's going to, you know, it might get a bit moody or something, but there's no real to it. So it's trying to get over that mental idea of what we perceive as fear and how we build up these barriers in our brain and the barriers to our success, essentially, barriers to our potential. You know, laziness is one. I'm not saying that you're lazy people, because I'm sure you're not. But it's just all those kind of things. I think Alison talked about it earlier, and it was a perfect idea. You've come in, you've got home, you want to do your follow-up, and, oh, you've got the washing to do, but actually you've taken that time just to do 10 minutes before you get in the house and you've done it, versus, oh, I can't really be bothered tonight, I'll just walk in and do something. And that makes all the difference between making your 2,500 and not making those 2,500. Those little bits, that extra bit of effort that you can do, and that's all things that you guys are capable of. You know, just being scared about trying something new, doing something. Maybe you've got a set mode. I'm going to move here, not for any reason, but I like moving. So we've got here, we've got to try something new. So you've got to think about it. You might have always been doing you've got a set routine, set number of people, set preferred clients or people that you like to work with because it's safe, it's comfortable. Well, if you've got that, you've established it, that was awesome. You did it really, really well. What's your next step? You know, where are you going next? Who are you going to be the new people? Who's going to give you that stretch? Who's going to pull you forward? Because you might have got to a place where you're happy with, but why not Why not move on a little bit? Why not try something a bit different? So there's always that. And then there's this whole peer pressure thing, which we tend to, you tend to fit with children and adolescents and stuff, and they're big on peer pressure. But I don't know, everyone gets peer pressure, don't they? What are you guys doing that for? That's a bit weird, isn't it? What are you doing, some kind of crazy pyramid scheme mentalness? I don't know what you're doing on. You're going to get that kind of peer pressure, aren't you? People telling you, stopping you from doing things, or, oh yeah, but you're never going to be able to do that because you've got kids now, you've got this, or you've got that, or whatever. And these people trying to bring you down. Not really trying, it's not deliberate, but it is something that I think we should have a little think about and be aware of, because it's a huge barrier to everything, even like us, not just to younger people. But the benefit that we have here, and the great thing that I noticed when I last came to this meeting, was that actually what you guys have here is a really, really positive environment. And you've got this positive peer pressure, because actually peer pressure can be a great thing. And peer pressure that you have within this room is awesome. And you're like these happy little chicks down there, you can do it, keep trying to push each other up the wall, kind of give each other that kind of benefit. And so I think you need to use that to help each other, to get yourself pushing out there, to make it happen. And really, I think what we want to do is you want to create an environment within this room that recognises how much potential other people have, and help them to push themselves towards that potential and not hinder them and not move away from it. And I think realistically, what it boils down to, when you look at the idea of my theory of those 3 circles, of your comfort, stretch, panic, and then that huge potential on the outside, is if you do nothing, that circle shrinks. So if you do nothing for the next 3 weeks, your circle gets smaller, your potential gets smaller, and it's just sad. It's just the way it kind of goes, unfortunately. It's a bit harsh, but hey ho, life. But you sort of, it's shrinking down. Really, you're making the choice. Do you sort of stay in your comfort zone and do you let yourself shrink? Or do you sort of start pushing yourself out into that stretch? Do you start assimilating the stretch activities, and do you start to grow? And if you start to grow, then it becomes easier. And the more you grow, the more you'll feel, the better you'll feel, and all those activities will help. And the more people in this room that are growing, the more people within here that are helping, is going to make the world happier, because it's much easier for a forest to grow than it is for one single tree by itself. And you guys need to create that. You guys need to be the things that are doing it for each other, to help each other out, because you'll bring each other along, you'll sort of move it upwards. And that is really it. It's kind of, you go home tonight and you think, do I want to grow, or am I happy to stagnate, or even sort of slightly reduce? Am I happy for my potential to be slipping away day by day? So unfortunately, it comes down to this sort of time and spiral and what you're doing. And like I say, it's just something to think about moving, about working. Because as I mentioned, you see, unfortunately what we don't want is we don't want this potential to be getting smaller. We don't want it to be getting worse. But I know that everybody in here and in this room, everybody everywhere, to be honest, but you're special because I love you, is yeah, just say yeah. That's cool. So, I think what I'd like to finish with is that I emphasize the potential and the time barrier, not because I don't think that I want you to get there, just because I want you to realize how important it is to act now. And you are all so much more capable of things than you realize, and that's the problem, is we can't see that potential circle. We can't see it. But if you keep pushing, you keep going, you keep moving yourself onwards, then I promise you, you will get to places that you didn't even realize existed, and you guys will be pushing yourself forward. And you are all absolutely fabulous people. I heard some stories from guys, blew me away last time, literally blew me away. It was incredible. Never even heard things as amazing as that. And some of the stuff that's going on with this room, just, do it, guys. Just keep going, pushing, don't give up, keep moving, and you'll make yourself move forward to that potential. And just think about that every morning when you wake up. Have I been playing it safe today? Have I been pushing myself forward? Or did I do something that made me feel a little bit stretched, a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit nervous? Because if you did, then great, because nervous is good, because nervous means you're trying hard. Okay? And that's how it works. Anyway, that's the sort of rough gist of my talk, but thank you very much for listening, everybody.
as everybody else for speaking.
Okay.
And we've got a selection of Patterns I mentioned books that you can choose from.
Cool,
Apart
okay.
from that one, 'cause Laura said that.
Okay, that one, let's go on. Cool. Okay, this one. Thank you very much.
Oh no, we need to change the presentations. I just, as we're talking about potentials, I thought I just realised I missed it at the beginning. It's like the second of the month, and goal setting and tracking. Have you printed off your tracker for the month? Yeah. Can we try that again? Have you printed off your tracker for the month? Oh dear, why am I getting little kids in my class? And I absolutely, it's really good. So I've got my last 2 months, and this is the start of this month. That one, Jessica's trying to find that one, that's it. But it is really amazing to start tracking our figures, because you can start to see patterns in your business, predict things as you grow. We jumped on the last day of the month in October from 102,000 to 123,000 in one day. You know, that's massive, 20,000. The month before, we jumped from 142,000 to 154,000 in one day, so we jumped 12,000. So, because when you get into the end of the month, you go, well, you know, we're going to do this. Like, if you can start to map and predict and see or track your figures, you can predict. So they should call us months. And it is amazing. You know, we had the Christmas anomaly and the stats in September, so we did 61,000 in one day. So we had that in September, and then October going, oh, it doesn't look like we're doing so well. But actually, if you take that anomaly into account, and we're actually doing so better in our sustainable grades. And we had 34 new consultants and preferred clients in September. We had 53 in November. So our sustainable growth is massive. It's only through tracking. You see if you're, like Ed said, you know, are you moving forward? Are you moving forward every day? If you're tracking it every day, you know. It's really worth. Make sure you do print this off at the start of the month, and I'll put it in every day. So just take the time. I do it first thing in the morning. You might do it last thing at night, whatever suits you. So I do it at the same time every day. And I've done it. What do you? Okay, so we have our final speaker of the season. I think you've escaped the picture, which is District Manager Harry Smith, who is in, next one. Lost it, there we go. Who's in Fiona McCarthy's team. He's going to speak to us about social media. Yes, like that one. It's the right one. Yes.
Hi everyone. There's lots of people here that I recognise now through Facebook, which is quite nice to plug for this actually. It's really interesting that Gemma in particular, our Signal page, and Laura, I haven't actually met you, so it's very nice to see you all. And thank you very much for having me. So I'm here to talk to you about social media. So until about 18 months ago, I actually didn't have a Facebook account. I was very late with the onslaught of Facebook and social media. And actually, that's because I used to see my husband on it all the time, completely addicted to it. And all I could see were people sharing like photos of their cats and ridiculous videos and what they eat for their dinner. And I'm perfectly I just did not get it whatsoever. So, hand on heart, the only reason I set up my own account was because I wanted an own business page. I wasn't a bit interested in setting up my own page, but realised I had to do that in order to then set up the business page. And actually, I then had to make loads of friends on my personal page to then invite them to then like my business page. So it kind of cascaded. So where I started basically was usually my first port of call, which was looking on the source. And this was in particular for my Facebook page, but obviously, as you all know, this was for Instagram, there's Twitter, and there's Pinterest. And until 3 weeks ago, I was also on a virtue with Twitter and Instagram, so I'm really playing the game. So I do not stand here tonight as an expert on social media. However, I've gone over this massive learning curve in the last month, and I thought what I would do is share with you guys all the practical tips that I've picked up. So some of it has been provided to us from the LRI office, which is incredible, and some of it is actually been provided by my very best friend, who's actually a PR marketing guru. So she came down on Saturday night, and just for the cost of a pizza, she gave me some incredible advice, which I'm going to share with you. So you may or may not be familiar with these, but I'll just go through what's on there. So you've got a couple of basic 101 documents that our head office put together. So there's the social media 101, which is the Facebook profile and business page, and that literally gives you a step-by-step, press this, click here to set up your business page. Brilliant. The same for Pinterest, and again, this was all new to me. I didn't really understand it, but I care about what people create their own like scrapbook of pictures. But again, this is all going to come to me now. You'll also find on there the Facebook and Twitter guidelines. So this is like the head office best practices, really, the things that you can and cannot do. For example, you cannot say on Facebook, contact me for 35% off the Christmas range. What you can do is promote the Christmas range and then say to people, please get in touch for more, please get in touch to place your order. So there's just some of those basic guidelines and just to ensure that we are adhering to the head office quite basically. You've got your social media images for Facebook and Twitter. So these are your high resolution, high pixelated images that you can use then for your banners on Facebook, which are great for that corporate look, but the regular Joe blogs will know that they are corporate pictures. So that's fine for like your banner if you want something of high resolution, but won't necessarily get you any support if you're trying to use them as kind of like a before and after picture, because it's obvious that they are like stage photos. You've then got your social media best training, which is to do with the business ethics, which was actually presented at GTC 2014, and it was only you guys would have gone to Las Vegas last year. I don't know if you remember Alison. Yeah, even the slides, there's no kind of a video to go with the slides, but the slides themselves were written in such a way that you can pick up what they're getting at. It's exactly those things I spoke to you about the fact that you can't say contact me, you know, for this and the other. It also talks about people that are blogging and vlogging and all those kind of things, again, which I've just learned about. There's an excellent document called Leveraging Social Media for Business Building Success. And again, that talks about what to do. It's got a list, the second page is a list of do's and don'ts. Brilliant. These are all on the source. And this, I've actually copied and pasted the exact title of the document. So that's why I see things like this. Oh my God, that stresses me out big time, but that's got a semi-colon and that hasn't. My OCD would never allow me to do that. So what I've done is exactly copied and pasted the title of the document here. So if this gets circulated, so when the PowerPoint gets circulated, you can copy and paste that. That's exactly what I thought. And then there's a video called Success with Social Media, which is presented by VP Stuart Armfield, who obviously is very flamboyant and out there, and an incredible watch. And he's got a great track history of creating videos and putting those out there and just sharing his whole entire journey. And he also talks about on there what is good about using your Facebook, and in particular, he talks about having your own identity and building a brand and being consistent, which is key and absolutely amazing, because you start off by inviting your friends and family to like your page, and they will know whether you're faking it and you're trying to use the voice of somebody else, and if you just copy and paste something else. So he talks about that, which is brilliant. So I'm not going to go into each of these documents because there's really no need, because these are on there for you and they're written in such a way that they're really easy to understand. But I wanted to bring your attention to them and just know that this was one of the best places that I went to for information. So this was from my friend Hannah. These are the top tips that she gave me. Obviously, because if you were to look at my Facebook business page, you'll see I've got nearly 500 followers, which on the surface might be quite impressive next to the person who might only have 100. But I promise you, I'm getting absolutely no more activity coming through that page than I am with the person who might have 50 or 100 followers on their page. So it looks like a lot. There's also people on there from Australia and America. Yes, you know, people overseas that like my page. It was getting nowhere. So the pages were up there. I was posting to them every couple of days. Every couple of days, maybe 2-3 times a week. And putting stuff out there, but it was the same few people that were liking my posts, and that was my husband and my friend Hannah and my sister, and they were liking these posts, so they're bumping my posts, but it's only still appearing in their newsfeed. So this is something that was new to me. If, you know, I don't know, 200 of those people that have initially followed my page and not showing consistent interest in my page, they are then not seeing my posts that come along later. This was all new to me. So this was why I said to Hannah, I really need your help. So we went through, because what I really love is practical information. I love to go away with something I can physically do. So that's what we concentrated on. So we talked about, first of all, the type of posts. So we narrowed it down really to sort of top 5/6 type of posts. So first of all, you've got your testimonials. So these need to be split into testimonials of products and testimonials of lifestyle. So your testimonial of your products will be, oh my God, Kerry, thank you so much. You know, that item was amazing, and my bags have gone, or whatever it might be. You know, from Julia, whatever. You know, you need to have some reality to the post. It needs to actually be written by somebody else. Yes, I suppose you could fake it, but again, you can't be bothered doing that. And so that's great, and that adds like third-party validation to your products, and that's real. And people love things that are real. Then you've got the lifestyle testimonials. Your Facebook pages shouldn't, and all of your pages, all your social media pages, shouldn't just be about buy this product, buy this product, buy this product. It should also be about, oh my God, I had some amazing training tonight, you know, presented by Zoe. You know, feel super motivated after attending this event. So you want a real mixture. And so that's your real mixture testimony.
Yeah,
So that's your so this is your testimonials, and these are your third-party recommendations, which we'll talk about in a second. Then you've got your offers. So this is where you can promote your flash buys, like the 2 for 1 offers and things that are going on. You've got your shock factor, which is, you know, do you know what tallow is? That type of thing, you know, leading on to that, or maybe a list of products that still test on animals that, you know, you wouldn't think of. Then you've got your events. That might be inviting people to make a workshop, or letting them know about the Discover Arbonne that's happening. And then you've got your motivational stuff. These can be quotes that you've copied and pasted, and I see a lot of those. Just, you know, that people have given you some ed earlier as well about different things, and you know, it's good to see those and to mix those up. So that's the different types if you want to categorise them, but then it's about what we put in those. So I've spoken about some of these, but images are really good because people are incredibly visual, and particularly with Facebook, and everybody scrolls straight through. If you've written a lot, it could be amazing what you've written, but people do not spend the time to read it, they're just looking. So images are brilliant to really capture that and to grab their attention. Particularly before and afters. You know, we've all seen those as well, but we joked about the lady that got burnt on the way in, hot chocolate, and we're like, wait, let's see the after. We don't have to benefit from her pain, but that kind of thing is brilliant. It's real life photos of, you know, somebody's skin before and after, and start before and after. Asking the reader a question to engage them. So as I mentioned a second ago, you know, do you know what tallow is? Something that just kind of grabs their attention, otherwise they're just going to scroll through. A call to action. A call to action is then asking them basically to buy something or to engage in something. And again, that goes hand in hand really with your questions. Otherwise, if you're just stating something, it doesn't really mean anything. They might look at that and think, oh, great, she thinks that's brilliant. But actually, you might want to be asking them, you know, what would you like to change about your skin regime? Or, you know, would you like to look 10 years younger? Well, obviously, yes, of course they would, and then you can go on to the next thing. We talked about third-party recommendations, and making sure you've got real-life quotes from people and use their name if they're happy for you to do that. You can use things that you've seen in the media. So we all share different things. You mentioned about the products that have been in last year's catalogue. No reason you can't use them now. It's still an amazing product, you know. And again, there's an Arbonne section on the source where they share things that are in the media, and you can go looking for those. There's blogs and vlogs. This is something new to me as well. So you've got your blogs is a video blog, for anybody who doesn't know. And that's something that's quite new to me as well. And a friend introduced me to a young girl who was a beauty blogger. And apparently there are thousands of them out there that will just want to try new products and love the fact that you'll give them a sample and talk about it. And basically what they do is they rave about it, hopefully, they rave about it, hopefully, and then they'll put a link to your page or at least back to our blog to then share that. And again, that's a great validation because that's someone who really knows what they're talking about. You've got links to different pages as well, different articles. And also this was something that was key. Hannah said to me, make sure you recycle your posts. So I try to put something new on there all the time. And actually, why not revisit something I posted 6 months ago that did okay, maybe didn't well, maybe it didn't, and recycle it, maybe think about posting it at a different time of day, and then one will now have a different audience than perhaps I had 6 months ago. So we don't have to keep reinventing the wheel and thinking of new and innovative things to say all the time. Okay. Making sense so far? Yeah. Okay, so things to consider. So when you're thinking, oh God, what am I actually going to write? And you sit there and you think you're poised over your phone and not quite sure where to go, so think about how did people join your team, or how did you join the team? So did you get invited to a DA? Was it through a friend recommending products? Was it that you fell in love first with the baby products like I did, and then it kind of snowballed from there? So ask your team, actually, what was it that made them decide to do it? And then you can use that then in the posts. What products can't you live without? Because again, it's great to showcase the things that you are really loving and really passionate about. How has being a consultant changed you or potentially improved your life? Alison, you were talking about, £400, it is massive. When I first became a consultant, I was just finishing my first round of maternity leave, and I've gone then back to work 3 days a week, not the 5 days. So £400 really fill a gap, it does make a big difference. And what time of year is it, and what's going on in the world? So, right, obvious, it's Christmas coming up, so we can focus on that. I recently tagged on the back of a little villain coffee order that was going off, and I donated some products for the raffle, and that got me installed in at somebody's house to do the villain event. So just looking at what's going on, what you can tag into, we talked about the detoxing that's obviously going to be going on, and we're going to be really interested in nutrition for the new year. And also, what is the best time to post? So we googled this, and we found that actually Facebook gets the most people looking at it between on Thursdays and Fridays in the afternoon. Twitter is Wednesdays and weekends from 5 p.m. onwards. Don't ask me why, it just is. And Instagram is Mondays and 20 p.m. which is completely random. But you can use a scheduling tool to do this for you. So we talk about income producing activity, and as hard as it is, to accept it, sitting on your phone, pausing what you're currently watching just to sort of quick post isn't necessarily income producing activity. So I've just started using a scheduling tool called Hootsuite, which some of you may or may not be familiar with, where you can actually post to all of these all at the same time and then schedule them. So I can schedule for the Instagram post to go live at say 3:30 on a Monday, and the same post to go live on Facebook on a Thursday at 2 o'clock. That's Hoot, as in H-O-O-T, Suite, as in Buffy, Suite, S-U-I-T-E. What that scheduling tool also does is it also provides you with reports to show you how well your posts are doing. And I said, don't just fuss something off because you think, oh, it's rubbish, I didn't better get anybody looking at that. Maybe you just didn't post it at the right time. So look at what it is that you're posting. If you're posting about the ABC range, then you might be thinking about, well, when my mums at home actually be looking at their Facebook. But yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you're posting about potentially an entrepreneurial opportunity, you might be catching people that are currently commuting and sitting on the train. So just think about what you're doing and just try different things. And just because something works for me doesn't mean that somebody can do it exactly the same time and it works for her. Because her with friends and workers is going to be different to mine.
That Hootsuite, is it a free app or not?
It's free. Yeah, you can upgrade to do more, but at the stage I'm at the moment, I find it's adequate. And then you can have your page open. You can have all of your social media sites open all at the same time. You can send it up to which ones you want to see. and then you can copy and paste it to then post across the ranges. And obviously you have to think about, so Facebook, you can write like a good paragraph, but Instagram, you need to be, you know, putting a short link and putting hashtags to it. Again, this is all news really, but if you can do that, and it's easy, you can just sit and copy and paste it. And you could set yourself one time a week, so that might be, you know, Monday morning to go to you, you know, 10 o'clock in the morning, you might dedicate an hour to doing your social media, and then you're good to go for the week. And then all you need to do is then you check in then, maybe once a day or twice a day, and then just maybe copy and paste things that you see. So. Okay, so the key thing, that's great, and that's great practical knowledge, but we finished, I was talking to Hannah, we finished off, and basically it's like, she's like, this is all great, I can do all this, but social media gives me the exposure, but I still have to close that sale. So you can get people liking, you can get people engaging, and you know, you might even get on the back of that beat for coffee. But if that's the case, I've still got to know what I'm talking about when it comes to the products. I've still got to be passionate about it. I still need to know the DA like the back of my hand so I can talk really confidently about it. And I do still need to make those chicken calls where you phone the people, you know, for a few days later for follow-ups and the things that you dread. Like social media is not going to do that for you, but it will get you the exposure, but it is still ultimately down to you to close it. That was it.
Brilliant, thank you.
That was brilliant. Thank you, Carrie. I'm sure that was really useful advice. And social media is such a powerful tool if it's used in the right way. Oh, it's here. And it's amazing. I've had people. And it can work in the. I spoke to a lady 2 years ago and did the Discover Arbonne, and she's been watching my journey for 2 years, and then like messages me on Facebook to meet me to see what I'm up to, and then joins the business 2 years later because she's been watching me the whole time. And I had a lady contact me saying, "Zoe, why haven't you spoken to me about Arbonne?" And I'm like, "Oh, oops," thinking she spoke to somebody else. I go, "Well, how do you know about Arbonne?" She goes, "Because I've been following you for 3 years on Facebook." Wow. So you just don't know who's watching because they're watching your journey, and like it's like Carrie said, you've got to have that balance of the lifestyle as well. So it's a complete tool. Oh, right, anyway, recognition time. Let's start that right. So time for our all-important recognition. So we had an incredible month in October. Where are we? So we have lots of district managers in qualification. Just some people to help me give out some roses. Oh, Alison's up. So if I'll shout the names out, and if you're in the room, then please come and grab a rose. If you have sponsored or you know somebody on the list who you can get a rose to, then come and grab one. So we have Joanne Davis, sponsored by John Allen, Jennifer Walters, sponsored by Fiona Carlisle, Joanna Aitkins, sponsored by Zoe Allen, and Katie Duncan, sponsored by Joanna Aitkins. Lisa Atkinson, sponsored by Alison. I think Lisa's on Zoom. She was on Zoom. Hello, Lisa. Lisa Batty, sponsored by Alison Hutchinson. Sarah Peace, sponsored by Candy Smith. Lucy, do you want to take a rose, Sarah?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, sorry. I'm just reading it all out.
No, Antonia Dad, sponsored by Zoe Allen. Terry, can I get some? I'll take all that. Claire Walker, sponsored by Melody Kingman.
Shall I take that one as well?
Cara Johnson, sponsored by Alan Dewar. Cara's here. Come on, Cara! Yay! Those made it hold us names up. They are real people. Yay! Well done. Lorraine Tibbett, sponsored by Nikita Williams. Lorraine is in Australia, so she could have been over for so long. Maritza Abbery, sponsored by Gemma Jones. Amanda Litchfield, sponsored by Gemma Jones. And Kerry Wesley, sponsored by Megan Bryson. Woo, Kerry's here! Hooray! And Paris Monday, sponsored by Lorraine Bell. Actually, I was going to check that. Is that right?
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure. And Hayley Robinson, sponsored by Emma Dickinson, is that right?
Harry? Yeah. There was another lady coming.
Yeah.
This lady's coming. This must be. Are you Kaylee? Are you Kaylee? Yay!
I've got my, I think so, yeah, 3 pages, yeah. Thank you. Kevin and Sasha Muckle, sponsored by Tony Hall. And Tracy Jones, sponsored by Katrina Tomlinson. Woohoo, Tracy! Yay! Catherine Hancock, sponsored by Anne. And Lorraine Bell, sponsored by Emma Dickinson. Oh, she's not. Oh, I don't know. She's still in qual in her 3rd month. Is she not? Okay. Go back to numbers. Okay. I know there was a couple. I think I was looking at the rather than PQBs and QBs. She's gone over on the QBs, hasn't she? Anyway, I still can't get the numbers right. There's not many. Right. Oh, here we go. I've got some more. So Leslie Lambert, these are from the McCarthy region. Michelle Duke, Claire Robson, Claudia Redlich, Claudia's here. I think I've spelled that wrong. Sorry. You did it. Okay, right. That's right. I've done it wrong on another slide. If anyone has a PA that can spell check and double check me and do maths, then that'd be great. Barbara Kells and Sarah Churchill.
Oh, Kerry, do you want to take one?
Yeah.
What colour was it?
There should be if there are any more, there should be a Zoe Jones as well.
Oh, is that? Oh, no.
What colour was it?
Any.
So, new district managers, we have Karen Coffey, who's in Hinckley, and Emma Odell and Lisa Old. And Grow Strong Achievers for last month, Nikita Williams is in Australia, and Gemma Jones. You can have a rose to Grow Strong.
You can have them as well. You could sort of post a photo to Australia. Oh, no, I do.
Yeah, so we have to send one. We'll find her a local florist and send one over. And so district manager bonuses. So our bonuses are up. We've had a great month of bonuses this month. So Fiona McCarthy, sponsored by Susan McCann. Emma Dickinson, sponsored by Laura Leggett. Emma, she's booked. We've gone from champagne to books. So, you know, we've gone from yeah, detox match.
Anyway. Which one is on hold?
The one that's standing up. Yeah. So Alison Peter Hutchinson. Megan Bryson, sponsored by Laura Leggett. Megan's already had her book, we saw her earlier. Tony Hall, sponsored by Danielle Mallon. So Tony, you'll pass that on to Tony. Area manager bonus. Daniela Wells, sponsored by Emma Dickinson. Fiona McCarthy, sponsored by Susan McCann. And Laura Leggett, sponsored by Diane. Here's one you chose earlier. And region bonus. All 3 regions did the bonus. Yay! Yeah. Have a great month. Go get my book. Yeah, we might have to order it later. I think we were out and we can't tell the book. Anyway. And new areas in qual. So we had some very close to qual this month. And Fiona promoted out a new area manager, Rebecca Moore. Woo! And she was going to Zoom in, but she's now launching somebody. So yeah, she'll have last minute launch. We'll let her off. So no one into region call yet. The space is still waiting for you. And can you region? But we still have a nation in call, Fiona. Are you going to do it this month? Consultant of the Month nominations. So we had Amanda Litchfield, she joined last month, so she joined in October, brand new consultant, gone into DM Qual with 2,500, really pushed it on lots of events, crammed it all in. She's got a little baby, so if you've seen Amanda, she's usually the one with baby, kicked out after exams product training because of the baby crying all the time. She went down to Guildford. Bless her. So she's doing it, and she's got a very unsupportive husband, so that's the man. We had the Tracy Jones is at the back, nominated for Consultant of the Month. And Katrina, your sheer determination, lots of events, again, gone into District Qual, fairly new in this business, working along 2 little twins. Antonia Dow, again, she's gone back into District Qual, and Antonia's one in my team who I haven't really seen her in October, and she's just gone on and done it, and done really well. She's had the best one that she's ever done. It shows that I'm going to the Caribbean more often, I think. And then Cara Johnson, who's also new to the business and gone into District Qual as well. I saw Cara, we went to Guildford the other day in my slow driving. We had a lot of time in the car together. Yeah. I'm just trying to put people off tagging a lift in the Mercedes. I would like to have more time with you all in the car. Make the most of the car. And Kerry Wesley, and again, Kerry's brand new into the business, gone into DM Qual strong, worked really hard with your sponsor alongside Megan, with lots of events, lots of product events, host events, and so it's been a really tough. We had a really tough decision, because every one of these is really close to call, because they've all worked it so hard this month. They're all fairly new to the business as well, and they've all gone into District Qual strong. So expect these on the district list next month. So in the end, because we usually have 2 awards, one for consultant and one for new consultant, because everyone's new, we've chosen 2. So we've gone for Amanda Litchfield, sponsored by Gemma Jones, and Kerry Wesley. Kerry, you can put.
Well, I haven't read that one, but I have read that one.
Thank you.
And then, so the incentive achievers from the Allen and McCarthy region. So we put out the October incentive to do 2,500 if you're a consultant QVs, do 2.5, and if you're a DM or above, to double your volume on September to October. So here are our winners. So we have Dawn Revens, Anne Dewar, Megan Bryson, Tony Hall, Danielle Mallin, Karen Coffey. So I have to say, all these and Kerry Wesley are all in Laura's team, and Laura's team. So this team is flying. So incredible. So it's going to be the Laura team show. And then Amanda Litchfield, Claudia Redditch, Claire Robson, Lisa Old, Emma Odell, Carrie Smith, and then there's Danielle has got a few winners as well in her region as well. So we were hoping to get a date to you today for this, so we're still waiting for the date from Ella to confirm. So we'll inform you all of your date for your tea as soon as we have it and location as well. So amazing, well done. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Laura set an incentive for her team. If they hit the Airy bonus, then she's taken them to tobogganing this month. Yeah, so there we go. So an amazing month, everybody. Let's have an amazing November. Let's wrap up Nation for Fiona, and let's go into Nation Qual. Come on. Do you want to say anything, Fiona?
No, me. Thank you for organising all of this.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was just, it may sound like really OCD, and I apologise if I got a bit excited earlier, but with the images and stuff, I don't know, not exactly mind-blowing, but it's all things that I'm working on at the moment that I'm hoping to publish some stuff about it, about to do with potential circles. But as far as I'm aware, I haven't seen anywhere else to do with that. There's lots of things in that zone, but if you wouldn't mind, just specifically the photos of the sort of circles of the thing with the potential in it, you wouldn't mind just sort of not publishing those things on there. I'm quite happy if it's me doing presentation stuff or whatever, but I'm just a little bit paranoid about it at the moment while I get it sorted and try and get things to print in the next few months or whatever. So that's okay.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
really,
I didn't
no,
want to-
yeah, I'd really appreciate if you did that too. So on and that's where it is, because they're going to do to us an outward bound course as a trial for a small group of us sometime in November. It's 14th of November, it's in the diary. And we've already got our candidates. Read that, yeah, sorry, read that sort of, you know, guinea pigs. There will be no eating grubs. And then, depends on how that goes and what we learn, etc. We're hoping to roll that out further so that other people can do it. So, you know, bear with us, but obviously we need to respect Ed's intellectual knowledge on this so that, you know, he can then make a fortune publishing books like Tony Robbins does.
Then we'll be giving the books out at our training as in prize. Yeah. Cool. Brilliant. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. If you want to run around and chat, then do that. Network.
Can I just say something? John, I just want to thank you very much for the MMI ticket, and just say how bloody amazing it was. Like 3 days of intensive stuff. T. Harv Echoes. Do you know him? T. Harv Echoes is an American motivational speaker, and it was absolutely incredible. So if you can, I mean, they hand out free tickets to this thing, don't they, all the time? Basically, they get you on that course, and then try and get you on the other courses. Yeah, I've signed up for yeah. But it's absolutely incredible.
You'll get it.
Yes. Yeah.
I was supposed to Alan Medium when I get them. I've got 9 this time. I don't know how. But I should have got 2, but I just kept on finding new tickets. So we're quite keen for you to go on.
Yeah, and you know, they were listing out things that would give you a passive income, and they mentioned property and investments, and the third on the list was network marketing. So there's in a room full of people who were looking for passive income. So I wanted to get How work out? Yes. I think that's brilliant. Yeah, you had a great opportunity. Yes. Yeah, the back stopping. And the cow. Sorry? And the cow. Yes.
Oh, yeah, so, do you know that?
I do, I know very, very well.
Yeah, get on to Amanda. See you.
I'm going to make that chip, or I'm going to have the chip and
We're all done now. Bye.